Stress. What is stress? Stress is when the demands exceed the personal and social resources of an individual to be able to mobilize, to adapt to the conditions that are happening. That was a definition that Lazarus gave us years ago. And what I know is, for real, women under high stress lose 9 years of telomere length. And chronic depression reduces another 10 years, a decade of telomere length. What's a telomere? A telomere is the little ends of our chromosomes, and inside our chromosomes are our DNA. And it's basically stress, worry, overwork, just taxes our body and takes decades, years and years and years off our life. What I want to talk about in this podcast is about how to tap into biohacks to help support your body so it can adapt to stress physically, emotionally, and mentally. These are the things I've done to look after me for the last, or myself for the last 30 odd years. And I know they can help you. So let's dive deep. Woo! Here we go. Let's start with when your body is out of balance, what's it showing? So physically, we see things like aches and exhaustion and headaches, insomnia, low libido or no libido, being emotionally withdrawn, frustrated, moody, they're tired and crankies, feeling helpless. It's interesting, as a naturopath, the very first subject we learn as naturopaths is a state of helplessness. We have to give people help or health. We have to give people hope before we do anything, literally for them to keep moving forward in life. It might be showing up when you're angry and sad, but our body is telling us that it's off track. Now, I've talked about in other episodes about general adaptation syndrome, GAS, which is how our body runs through 3 stages. 1, the alarm state, where initially your adrenal glands, literally when you're under stress, get a little bit bigger, and so you can produce more of the stress hormones. Stage 2 is the resistance, where it's like goes, I can't get any bigger, but here's a little bit more cortisol just to help you be able to maintain and carry on in life. And then stage 3 is exhaustion, where it goes, you're screwed. I got nothing left. I can't help you. And that's where so many people sit in that, definitely stage 1 and stage 2. I got to stage 3 in my 20s, which is why I'm so passionate about teaching about this nowadays, because I don't want people to go down the road that I went down. So what I know is that anyone can stay calm in the temple. Anyone can go off to a meditation retreat. They can go off and go to a health farm, so to speak. They can be at home in their own little closed environment where everything's peace, love, and brown rice and everything's great. The challenge is we have to be able to get out there in the real world and integrate everything that we're learning and doing to be well. We can't just hide from the world. And like Lazarus said, we have to be able to adapt to what the stress is. So biohacking is living from a place of prevention. And again, I've touched on this in the past, but what I really want to do today is I want to talk about breaking the actual stress loop. Breaking the stress loop, because biohacking is just how every little thing we do today determines our health long term. And what I know is that it's those little things that are adding up that are helping us either cope with life right now and stay in the alkaline corridor. Remember, I've talked about how when we're in the alkaline corridor, everything works. Stress, worry, overwork, they kind of just disappear. We're adapting and dealing with life. Good energy, good sleep, good moods, good weight, good everything. Everything's happy. We crave good food. Life has us in and out all day. When we're out, we crave crap, and how we feel is crap. And so we want people to be able to get to that place where it all just works for them. And why do we want to do this? We want to do this because, there's a difference between health span and lifespan. Lifespan is how long you live for. Health span is how healthy you are as you power through life before you die. I don't want to be, it's kind of crude, but old and decrepit. I want my body to be strong, fit, and healthy and vital as I age, and have my body keep up with me versus not. So one of my favorite sayings in life is that you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. So stress, and I even have a wave tattoo on my wrist. It's in my face all the time, because I know that it doesn't matter what's going down, it'll pass. It will pass. So let's talk about the perpetual stress loop. Stress happens. Now this fits with naturopath thinking, all right? And it's a combo of TCM as well, because it's how I was trained. So When we stress out, we get what's called wind cold conditions. Our cortisol has spiked. Our cortisol has spiked. We're starting to get achy in those shoulders. We tighten our shoulders. Our shoulders come up, they tighten. We pinch the vagus nerve. The fire goes out in our belly, and our brain's not fed, and our happy hormones not fed, and we just end up in this loop-de-loop all day, every day, where we're just spiraling. And what I know is if we can break that loop at any stage, we've got more chance of our body being strong, fit, and healthy today, but also longer. I love that Charles Darwin said it's not the strongest or most intelligent of the species that survive. No, it's not. It's the one that's most responsive to change. Life is always going to throw stuff at us. We've got to be able to adapt with it. Now, I've talked about in previous podcasts, but I want to touch on it again to give you a reminder because it's so damn important. Our adrenal glands are recharged with good food, so good rest, and good play. And we've got to look at all of them. We can't just do one. It doesn't work. People, when they're tired and burned out, they do that. Okay, I'm just going to eat clean and exercise and go to bed early. But the thing they forget to do is to play and lighten up. So we need to do that as well. Let's touch on good rest. Sleep, without a doubt, is my biggest priority. It is the biggest priority of my day and has been for decades. When I learned this more than 30 years ago, I went, done deal. I know that my adrenal glands need between 7 and 9 hours sleep every night to recharge effectively. And I also know that the most important time to be asleep is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Now, I was the night owl, and I would brag about, you sleep when you're dead and all this other kind of crap. Well, it was crap. I was killing myself. I really was. Oh my gosh, the things you do when you're young. Anyway, I learned, and I have so much respect for my sleep. I'm heading to bed so that I'm asleep definitely 6 nights a week, and mostly 7 by about 9 p.m. I know the importance. I'm up somewhere between 4 and 5 a.m. depending on if it's winter or summer to be able to go early surfing. So I know I've got to be asleep well and truly by between 9 and 10. So I plan in advance, set an alarm on your phone, go to sleep. You can actually do it nowadays. Your phone will do that for you. It'll give you a 15-minute warning to say, go to sleep. It's so important. So sleep is vital and a not negotiable. And look, I am a person who uses adaptogens before I go to sleep. So I want to touch on adaptogens because adaptogens are a class of herbs and they adapt to what I'm doing. So remember, Darwin said it, Lazarus said it, stress is about us being able to adapt to what's going on. If we're adapting, it's all good. And stress is actually good for us. It's one of those things that keeps us alive. However, if we're not adapting, it's not good. It's putting us in an early grave. So adaptogens are a class of herbs that naturopaths love to prescribe that have become trendy. And people are doing that. Buy the ashwagandha gummies. Well, ashwagandha gummies are shit. Yes, ashwagandha is Indian ginseng, and it's a great herb for stress and anxiety. But you're not just stress and anxiety. You know, American ginseng is great for, that whole memory, calm brain thing, where licorice root is great for oxidative stress. We need I can't even say it. Eleutherio we use for starving off mental fatigue. We use rhodiola for physical and mental fatigue. We use Siberian ginseng for increasing longevity and energy and vitality. Schizandra we use for endurance and mental performance and helping us with that grit for that working, like we can work. Cordyceps we use for energy and stamina. Even things like goji berry is all about mental performance and staying calm and feeling well. Tulsi, the holy basil, an amazing herb which is all about mental stress and stress-related anxiety. There's no one adaptogen that will deal with it all because we're not one body system. We're a body of body systems. We have to look at it all. And that's where naturopaths are different. We only ever prescribe adaptogens in synergy. We don't prescribe them on their own. It's not how they work. So I take adaptogens at sleep time. I do everything in my world to make sure I have a great sleep. From an aromatherapy point of view, I created my Sanity Saver blend. My Sanity Saver blend contains oils like vetiver, sandalwood, cedarwood, patchouli, all the deep woody oils that help to stop my busy, go fast brain racing. You know, I biohack my sleep. I do my adaptogens, but I also do aromatherapy. I created my Sanity Saver oil for this busy brain thing that I've got, my go fast ADHD brain that just thinks of a zillion things at night. I don't wait for that to happen. So I created a blend, my Sandy Saver blend, which has got oils like vetiver and sandalwood and cedarwood and patchouli, and all the oils that just help to ground a busy brain. For me, it's not about relaxing nerves or anything. It's about, I need to ground my brain. If you're the kind of person that can do stress, anxiety, worry, those things, you need more the flowery essential oils. So things like, you know, my chill out essential oil, it's got like jasmine and it's with the citrus oils. You want citrus and flowery essential oils that help to relax you. Even your lavenders and chamomiles are amazing for that. So I use a combination of things to really help make sure I get a great sleep. Because what I know is when I surveyed a bunch of busy corporates a number of years ago, the majority, like seriously, only 6% of people felt like they were getting it right. And that's pretty damn scary. That's a low percentage of people who actually feel like they're coping with life. So that's why I want to be real and just go over this kind of stuff often. So we've touched on good sleep. The next one is we're touching on is good food. Now, nutrition is a giant subject on its own, and I've done plenty of podcasts already on it. I wanted to remind you just a couple of quick things, okay? One is that I know that when baby boomers like me are stressed, we come from the generation that we reach for stimulants, tea, coffee, alcohol, chocolate. We do. Interesting, the younger ones aren't doing that. They're going for comfort foods like carbs. That's why there's such a rise in type 2 diabetes in the younger ones compared to our generation at the same age. They're dealing with stress differently. Not cool. Now, refined and processed grains, you know, white bread, white rice, white pasta, just sucks the life out of us. It's like poison, screws up blood sugar. It's high in what's called phytates. It leaches minerals from your body. If you're going to do grains, you know, have them close to nature. So your brown breads, brown rices, brown pastas, things like that. And then the other biggest one that is when it comes to food is to make sure you're having enough water, 33 ml per kilo per day. But if you want to get hold of my Feed Your Body ebook, it's actually the whole Feed Your Body chapter out of my book, The 7 Steps to Sanity. Go to my website, jenniferjefferies.com, and you'll be able to download that ebook for free. Do it. So much information in that. I don't want to go through it all just here now. So what happens is when we're stressing out, and the reason we've got to talk about the gut is that when we stress out, and remember I said how we get wind cold, we get, you know, we literally basically just get core tired. We crunch our shoulders, we pinch the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in, you know, cranial nerve in our body, runs all the way through, connects our stomach with our brain. And our vagus nerve tells the stomach to churn food within it and to turn the stomach acid, or basically to produce stomach acid. So really, really, really important. But when that's pinched, that doesn't happen. We don't have enough enzymes and acids, and we end up with food stewing instead of digesting. And you're not pulling up the nutrients you need to fuel your body properly. Really important. So good food, good rest. The next one is good play. We need to schedule in playtime. And for real, 1% of your day is 15 minutes. Surely you can spend 1% of your day on you. So when I surveyed some busy corporates in the past, you know, they came up with, we found there was four main areas where they just needed support. And they were. And so if you can bring 15 minutes into these, or one of these every day, it'll be huge. We need 15 minutes just to meditate. And that's really just to be still. To be still. Okay, so meditating just means to do one thing at once. So whether you're going to sit quiet in the full lotus position on a mountaintop chanting Om, or just like me sitting in the surf out back before sunrise and I watch the sun kiss the horizon, it's better than any meditation I can do. I am so present. It honestly, it makes my heart weep with stillness and happiness. It is beyond bliss. So whatever is your form of meditation, we need to do it. We need 15 minutes a day to educate ourselves. And this is non-work stuff. This is me learning ukulele. It's me learning Spanish. It's me learning something that uses my brain and is fun for my brain. Work out what yours is. 15 minutes a day to play with yourself. And it's just about you having your own time. It can be play with yourself in whatever you want. But if you've got kids or cats or things like that, you can't even shut the toilet door and pee in peace. You can't. So you might have, if you've got little kids, it might be 15 1-minute blocks, but you want to make sure you get, just that little bit of 15 minutes to yourself. I'll jump in my sauna or I'll have a bath. That kind of stuff restores my sanity. And we want 15 minutes a day just to play with the people that we care about, whether it is a partner, your kids, your family, your cat, your dog, whatever. It's about people go, I haven't got time to do the family stuff. Yeah, but you know what? Go for quality over quantity. When you're with your kids, be present and be with your kids. Really be with them and play with them. It makes, they feel it. They feel it versus you being there and being distracted by your phone or other stuff. It's not cool. So 15 minutes a day is 1% of your day. I know you can work that out. So good food, good rest, and good play. So they're the core ones. And I want to talk about a few more that have a huge impact. Now, one of them is movement. We need to move every day. So I found when I surveyed my busy, corporate people that 86% of people said they would surf. God, they should, but they would exercise every day, but only 22% really did. 71.5% said they can't because of just not having enough time to do it. What I know with exercise again is that it's quality over quantity. Okay, you still need to move your body in some way every day. Now, if your body is taxed adrenally, you're already running tired, don't go and flog yourself and go for a run. Go for a walk. Imagine you got out of the office and did a 10-minute walk a day. 10 minutes. It counts. It counts. We've just got to do something. Things like Qigong, so Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga are priceless because they are adrenal regenerating, recharging movements. So see where you can bring those in. And if you want, I'll put in the show notes, I'll put a link to my wife Alice's website, because she's got so many free online YouTubes that you can watch and play along with her doing things like yoga and even gentle yoga laying on the floor, chair yoga you can do at work, Qigong, things like that. We want to make it low impact because that's what recharges the adrenal glands, and it's got to be joyful. Like, I am not into the gym at all. It's not my thing. However, I do weight bearing exercise at home, and I have a trainer twice a week who zooms into my place to train me, and I do exercises to help myself with my surfing. So am I going to go to a gym? No, not my thing. Do I absolutely do it? Yes. Do I do Pilates? Yes, but I do it one-on-one with my physio. So do it in a way that works for you, that you're going to do it and be consistent. If you don't enjoy it, you won't do it. It doesn't count. If you're sitting in your office at the moment, or you're driving the car or doing something, and you have a water bottle around you, sit and do slow, purposeful arm curls. Even if it's only 300 ml, that's 300 grams. And you sit and do 5 minutes of really slow, purposeful arm curls with a few hundred grams. You'll feel it. It's all about using your body and building more lean muscle. Building more lean muscle. We want to age strong, fit, and healthy. We want to have that muscle. I learned decades ago that about preventing Alzheimer's is so dependent on us literally having enough muscle to be able to squeeze our circulatory system and pump the blood up through to our brain. We need to move. Okay, we need to be building strong, fit, healthy bodies. I love it. Hippocrates, so long ago, Hippocrates, the father of medicine. He's modern medicine, different to herbal medicine, but anyway, Hippocrates. He said, if you're in a bad mood, go for a walk. If you're still in a bad mood, go for another walk. So much wisdom, but we don't. When we're in it and we're stressed, we're stuck. While we're stagnant, that energy sticks. Get out, move your body. It makes a difference, even if it's only a 10-minute walk. You got to do it. You got to do it. So that's movement. I want to talk about intermittent fasting because it's so important. And I have done whole podcasts on intermittent fasting. So I have done whole podcasts on intermittent fasting and done properly. I did one on number 28. So a couple of years ago, I talked about why I don't like things like keto and intermittent fasting done wrong. Intermittent fasting, when it's done properly, is so good for you. Like it's excellent. It helps our body age slower. It helps our body build more lean muscle. Just helps things work properly. But if you are just not eating, you actually stress your body and spike your cortisol. Doesn't work. However, as a naturopath, we naturally prescribe intermittent fasting, but we prescribe it and so that the body, we prescribe herbs so that the body is supported in the fast. So we have all these detoxifying body systems, things like a digestive system. When it's out of balance, you get vomiting and diarrhea. Kidneys, when their thing is about pulling all the toxins out of the blood and into the urine. The lymphatic system, I've talked a heap about in podcasts. It's the vacuum cleaner for our blood. It's like our body's sewage system, and it's lazy. It doesn't drive itself. Our liver is all about dealing with bloody chemicals and toxins that we come into contact with. And our skin is the biggest eliminating organ that we have. It's more important than poos and peas will ever be. And yet people don't take herbs and don't do things. They don't drink enough water, all that to be able to support the body's natural detoxifying body systems. They just don't eat. All that does is stress the body out. It doesn't work. So intermittent fasting is amazing when it's done properly. It's done properly. Like I said, it's everything from, and it can lower cholesterol, blood pressure, balance out blood sugar levels, helps you sleep, autophagy, which is helping our skins, all of our body cells replenish properly. It reduces inflammation in the body. It increases human growth hormone, can help with weight loss and all that accordingly. So, but I see people doing it wrong, and all it does is encourage binge eating and spiking cortisol. Not cool. So intermittent fasting done properly, love it. Not done properly, don't love it. So the kind of herbs I work with, and if you want, I'll put a link into the show notes of exactly the herbal tonic that I take, and I've been taking for decades. It works. So it's got herbs like things like burdock root, which is the best herb for cleaning skin from the inside out. Yellow dock, bilberry, turmeric, alfalfa, fennel, great ones. It's in aloe vera base because aloe vera is so soothing on digestive system. It also contains adaptogens, things like licorice root and rhodiola and Siberian ginseng, to help your body be able to adapt to that low food day in what we call a fasting or a cleanse day, an intermittent fasting day. So super important. And it is so important as part of that, breaking that stress loop. People are putting more and more stresses on their bodies because they're just not eating. And everything we do of a day, we want to be having our body being able to adapt to the stress that we're creating or that we're in contact with. Okay, the next one after intermittent fasting, I want to talk about unplugging. And in particular, NSDR. So NSDR is non-sleep deep rest. And so non-sleep deep rest is a state that can be achieved by dampening down our nervous system by removing stimulants from our environment. Okay, so NSDR, we find it in meditation. We find it in, if you've ever done a yoga session, and that last 10 minutes of a yoga session, you lay on the ground and they'll guide you through a meditation, and it's called Shavasana, and you will tap into the benefits of NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. And again, if you go to my wife Alice's website, you'll absolutely find she walks you through, and she's got the most amazing voice to walk people through on relaxations. I dare you to not chill out just listening to her voice. She puts me to sleep every night. It's wonderful. So NSDR is really important. And so being able to do non-sleep deep rest through something like meditation and shavasanas and stuff is really important. It's about being relaxed but not asleep. It's that beautiful place where you sit right between awake and asleep. We want to tap into that to recharge our body, particularly recharge our nervous system. It's super cool. Okay, so with that, we can tap into our breath to help us be able to, again, deal with life. It's interesting, our body doesn't know the difference between excitement and stress. The only thing that tells us if we're really stressed or really excited is the way we breathe. So playing with our breath of a day is vital. Now, you can play along with me while we do this. It's interesting. We're using our hands as an anchor. is a great way to bring your focus. So you can bring the focus into your palms of your hand. Now, if you start with your left hand, we're saying that the wisdom of the past lives in that part of your body. And the right hand, it's like the promise of the future. And when we mindfully bring them together, okay, past, all that wisdom of the past and what's possible in the future. And if we breathe in for 5 and out for 5, slow, deep, purposeful breaths, and we do that 5 times, just doing that, you'll go, whoa. It is a beautiful way to bring you down. Now, I remember, down in a good way. Remember, I said anyone can stay calm in the temple. Anyone can stay calm if they're in the ashram or the church or the temple or the meditation space at home, whatever. It's not about that. If you're having a meltdown at work and your shoulders are up around your ears and you're just thinking, what am I going to do? I can't do this. Stop. Stop. Breathe. Put your hands together. Mindfully feel past in the left hand, the possibility of the future in the right. Bring them together. Breathe in really slow and deep. Push your belly out when you breathe. Fill yourself all the way down to the dantian. So breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your palms together. Get back into your body and out of your head. Calming the palm. That's what I call it. Calm the palm. When you're just like, to kill someone. Calm the palm. Calm the palm. Calm the palm. Breathe in for 5, out for 5. Slowly, purposefully, 5 times. You'll get back into your physical body and you'll be able to move again. If you've gone past that state and you're just thinking, I'm done, I'm done. The breath pattern that gets the vagus nerve down the quickest is for 2 sniffs and then out through the mouth. So the first one is like a big sniff, and then the second one is a little one to just top up that little bit extra that hasn't fitted in. And then breathe slowly out through the mouth. So I was like, doing that will drop your shoulders and help to release the vagus nerve. So it's like a big one in. Secret is to get that little bit extra in at the end. Okay, so you do the big sniff and then you do a little one just to really make sure you're full. Breathe out slowly, at least twice as long as what you breathed in. And that'll take the alarm state out of your vagus nerve. It'll help you drop your shoulders and help you to be able to just be. You know, I see so many people nowadays, they're going and buying ice baths and plunge this and plunge that. And I'm thinking, come on, guys, I get it. Cold is an incredibly cool therapeutic tool, really valuable. However, if you're still getting the other shit wrong, hopping in an ice bath is not going to fix it. You want to be doing consistency across all areas, even if it's little bits. And most people aren't going to go out and jump into an ice bath. And what I've found practical and I've done for the last 3 decades is I always end my shower with a cold shower. 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2 minutes of a cold shower makes all the difference. And I really mean all the difference. So there's so many things you can do to help your body get out of that stress loop. Get out of that stress loop. If you are stressing out, you've turned your gut chemistry off because your vagus nerve is pinched. Your sleep's going to be shit. Everything is just going to be shit. It is. You're not going to take up your happy hormones. By the way, I want to touch on them before I close out this call. And that's that here's a handful of things you can do that will help directly to increase your dopamine and serotonin to handle the stress. Now, it's not about just doing these things. You've got to do the step behind, which is take adaptogens, get the sleep. You've got to be able to support the adrenals as part of this, because that's what's feeding the gut chemistry has gone out. Okay, take the step behind, do that too. But if you want a handful of things to directly help your serotonin and dopamine to handle stress, move your body. Like I said, when you are stressed and you're literally frozen in place, like, I don't know what to do, move, do something, do the breath, wiggle your toes and fingers, get back in your body, go for a 10-minute walk. Boom, done. Nutrition, eat close to nature the majority of the time. Make sure you're having enough omega-3 essential fatty acids. And remember to download my free ebook, Feed Your Body, from my website, jenniferjefferies.com. So omega-3s, I love flaxseed oil. I take flaxseed oil pretty much every day. Cold water fish also contains it. However, so many of the fish oil capsules nowadays are coming from really crappy farmed fish, and I would not touch that shit for nothing. I wouldn't. You want to make sure if you're going to do a fish oil, it has to come from a wild fish, full stop, not a farmed fish in a wild fish area. No, it's got to be a true wild fish, and that'll really be reflected in the price. But I'm a big fan of flaxseed oil. So we want to have, a good balance of proteins, vegetables, nuts, seeds, all those kind of things. They help. By the way, dark chocolate will help to turn on dopamine and serotonin, but it's one square, not the whole block. One square will help. Meditating, we want to be still, even 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. If you can do that, that's going to help turn your happies on. Gratitudes, when you're in it and it's sucky. I stood in the shower this morning and I did my gratitudes when I was in the shower. And really, the last few months, and I've been very public about it, I've had a prolapse going on, a pelvic floor prolapse. And it's advancing, getting better so quick at the moment. I'm getting such good growth. I'm doing all the exercises. I'm doing all the work, really focusing on staying relaxed, doing everything to improve it. And I stood in the shower this morning and really just outwardly, thanked everyone, my two different fanny physios. I thanked everyone out loud who's helping me, including myself, do the work to help my pelvic floor repair without me having to have surgery. So do anchor in the gratitudes. They're a big part of turning your happies on. Aromatherapy. I am an aromatherapist and I love aromatherapy essential oils. So the citrus and flower oils are your light, happy, turn your happy on kind of essential oils. Things like mandarin and sweet orange, lime, they're happy, joyful essential oils. Things like ylang ylang, the luscious, juicy jasmines and those oils, same, they will directly help you feel safe and turn those happies on. And then the last one with that, which is part of what I was doing in the shower this morning, is to celebrate all the little wins. So is my pelvic floor 100% yet? No. But, I got a report from when I went for an internal this week with my fanny physio, I've gone from what was called a stage 5+, pretty bloody bad, back up to about a stage 3. I'm halfway there. And it's a win. It's a win to celebrate and really celebrate, because we've got to celebrate those wins to get the big things. People think, I'm just going to celebrate everything, when I want the big goal. No, we just have to start. And baby steps build on baby steps, which build on baby steps. People keep waiting for all the right time. They're going to, when I'm on holidays from work or school or whatever it is, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. They get to day one of their holidays, they're exhausted from their block of time they've done at work. They catch a cold, they're bedridden, and it's written off, half of their holidays. It doesn't work. Even if you spent, again, 15 minutes a day doing the things that you love doing to light yourself up, you're going to get to those times when you've got the bigger blocks of time of freedom to do what you want in such better health. It's so important. Gandhi said to us, I have so much to accomplish today that I must meditate for 2 hours instead of 1. When we don't have the time to do the self-care and to look after us, that's the time that we have to do it. That is the most important time to do it. Instead of waiting to have all the time to get it all lined up and all perfect, just start. That perpetual stress loop is a reality. It's a reality. I was on that stress loop decades ago. I got off, but I do all the things I've talked about in this podcast to help keep me in that place that I'm never going back there. I'm just bloody not. I'm not, but I have to mindfully do it. I can just get just as excited as you can and go off track and all those things, but I want to age strong, fit, and healthy. I want to be strong, fit, and healthy now, which means I get to tap into the discipline of having myself not in a perpetual stress loop, because that thing is killing us. Time to biohack our lives, guys. And remember, every little thing that we do day in, day out impacts us. There's a choice and a consequence. Always choice, consequence, choice, consequence, consequence. Stay up too late, not function well the next day. It's simple. Not drink enough water, have brain fog. It's all there. We are in control of the choices that we make. Don't cut corners. They just don't work. That's it. Have fun doing it. Go to the show notes, www.healthylifehacks.com.au, and I'll have a revision of everything I've talked about there today for you so that you can check the notes. Go to my website, download your Feed Your Body free ebook, so jenniferjefferies.com, and check out my wife, Alice. I'll put her link to her website as well, and there you can download lots of free videos that you can watch on how to do qigong and seated yoga and floor yoga and all those kind of things. Nice and gentle. It's not about flogging your body, remember. It's about getting your body to a place where consistently you're doing actions that are feeding you energy instead of sucking the life out of you. Have fun.